I don't know. Like there's a lot of options here, but if OPFOR like stretches itself out to cover everything, they should be okay. Looks like we do
They
have
also have
the
UAZs to scout out areas, so they could use
yeah.
them as lookouts.
And
In
they have
some
an armed
cases.
Gaz as well that they could use as recon. So the BRDM could go one way, armed Gaz could go the other. But if they find where the choppers are going, then they can just load up the MAT team and the BRDM, or better yet, the armed Gaz, or just its own transport, and then field it over to the helicopters and take them out. But if the helicopter's forced to tow, it's probably only going to bring them to the harbor, because anywhere else it's going to be a sitting duck, more or less. We'll have to see what command decides. I'm just really worried about the amount of people disconnecting and reconnecting to the server right now.
Same, especially after yesterday's unfortunate server shenanigans.
Well, with OFCRA?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were still able to run it, it's just something wonky was causing the desync. I meant to go ask them about that, because if it wasn't the C-130s causing it, I would love to make a TSB op out of that concept. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. I would really like to know how they did that. Having the engines going, but not having it move. What they could also do would be to go to the north, go past Hill 401, try and use the terrain and the foliage to come around the backside to that northwest cache.
Here, I mean, go to spectator chat, for example. We can mark up in spectator chat, and I don't think they can see that one, so...
So, like, going something like...
So, first and foremost, I mean, obvious route, right? That's the obvious ingress. You hit right on top of Chapoy.
Especially with vehicles, yeah.
Yeah. Might be in the church. It could be in one of the big buildings, but that's a good guessing game. In the town of Cancun, again, big guessing game, but it's central of town. And then you have the Blanche's facility, which, you know, that has its own good perimeter. So,
quick note with Cancun, if I remember correctly, this whole area is very, very, very thick forest.
Yes.
That it's not exactly insurmountable. Like, obviously they can walk through it, but they're not going to be able to see through it. They're not going to be able to really shoot accurately through it. So they're probably going to want to come through in more eastern direction if they're attacking it.
No, but the reality is, look at Cancun. This is the defensive perimeter line you'd want to make. Because that gives you, you know, some open areas to engage targets, and it still kind of distances the area from the cache. If we were to look at Chapoy, I can't make a line because that's going to be dependent on where the cache is, but you'd probably want something like this. Because that lets you overwatch the MSRs, and you can make a few kill zones out of those buildings inside. But that's only if the cache is within those buildings. If it's not, then you're probably going to either see something like this, or like this. That's what you would get. And then for frickin' Blanches, I mean, that whole thing has its own frickin' perimeter wall. We've seen that AO defend it already. It can be pretty well done if the defenses know what they're doing. Now, let's talk about other routes in. You can have a force come in here, but this is kind of redundant because, you know, for the same time, you can just go up the mainland. You can have another group come in here, and this would allow it to operate into these two AOs. You can have another AO come in here, but that is very, very close to a defensive line overwatching that vector. You can have another group come in over around here, and this would allow them rear striking abilities if they go up the forest right here into Blanches to hit it from behind. You could also, if they are doing tow ropes with the helicopters, you can deploy that over here. Better yet, you'd want to be a lot more safe with that, because OPFOR could put stuff down the peninsula, down to Hill 85, up to 106, and up to 122 and 82, respectively. So you'd want a helicopter.
Has an Igla as well.
Yeah, and OPFOR has the MAT Team Igla, so the chopper is going to probably want to do something like this. Wide flank around. It can deploy units up here, or, the Humvees, if it has to air tow them, can go up here and then go down this SSR. And OPFOR, they are going to have RPGs per group, but this is downhill, and those vehicles can quickly drive down. Another thing you could see is BLUFOR doing the same strategy, going all the way around and deploying guys down the MSR itself. And again, both of these routes lead to Blanches. You can have BLUFOR deploy some guys up here and maintain this overwatch position, and that'll help them feed intel on these objectives, but that's also going to depend on the maximum render distance they get. Usually we see it between 750 and 1,000 meters, so they'll be able to get some recon of Chapoy with that objective, but they're not going to really be able to see much of CanCon, so no matter where they go, they're going to go into this one blind. You could get some recon up in St. Martin, which has the advantage of once you take this area, Blanches, you can then send units up and then send units over like that. And you also have this area over here you can do overwatch from, so the helicopter can bump guys as well. But based off of what I'm seeing, if there's no air tow capability, you're going to see the main MSR into Chapoy get used, and you're going to at least see half of the BLUFOR team going with that. The other half of the BLUFOR team, you might see some go on Overwatch, you might see some come around in one of these flanks I've described here, but I think it's going to be a standard pincer move for BLUFOR going into OPFOR. OPFOR is probably going to be aggressive with its defenses. They're going to go to the drawn-out lines I've shown. They might even throw a guy up on the mountain range to cover the northern sector, but the biggest blind spot is everything to the west, and there's no way they'll be able to cover for that. But I think they can infer that once they have Overwatch, they could even send something to go far up on this hill and watch BLUFOR come around if BLUFOR fumbles on the start. So a lot of room for OPFOR to kind of see what BLUFOR is doing, but if BLUFOR is overcautious, they can avoid OPFOR's sentries. The issue with being overcautious, though, is will BLUFOR be able to rally back and complete all 3 objectives within the 50-minute window? And that is where the PvP is going to really matter, because if BLUFOR steamrolls, easy BLUFOR win. If OPFOR is able to harass any of the BLUFOR movements early on or shoot something down, BLUFOR is going to be in a lot of trouble to win this. Even though they have the numbers advantage, if they get a helicopter sniped out, I think it depends how many people are in the helicopter, but that could be an early GG by BLUFOR unless we see an Adrihato maneuver.
Yeah,
Send in go team 6.
Oh lord.
Now.
Did you see what Larry just did?
Yeah, I just saw that go by on the corner of my eye.
Jesus Christ, Larry.
Team 6.
Here, I'll take over for you then.
Yeah,
so
please.
something that I noticed that I think would be an interesting maneuver is actually going into or around this bay, opposite on the Bay of CanCon, and moving up to the 0.69 or 0.83, getting eyes on CanCon and striking there first. If they go from the harbor along the line that you marked on the southeast, they're going uphill, and they're not going to really have know what they're coming up against until they get into a close quarters fight. Which is kind of good, kind of bad. They can maneuver to cover a lot more quickly. But at the same time, knowing what you're going to fight or going up against is invaluable, in my opinion, at least. So I like to see that happen for CanCon if they're going to do it flanked on the south side. Otherwise, I think you're about right. You mentioned going north as well. If they're not able to do the tow stuff, they could.
Got a sub from Larry. Make sure you thank him. He's becoming the new sub Santa. Might have some competition soon.
Down into the lower ground. Hope no one's looking that way, and use the speed of the Humvees to their advantage.
Send in Goat Team 6.
I don't know, just with the northern route, though, that's going to take time for the Humvees to actually drive up there, but I could see a rush. But when we have an attack-defense style objective, I've never seen a rush in FNF. I think I've seen one, and it works quite well, but then it floundered later when the PvP just got dragged out in a different objective. This was an earlier FNF from a few months ago, but I don't expect there to be any BLUFOR rushes.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Oh shit. Barb.
Send in Goat Team
Barb, we can't delete our lines on the map from this interface.
Amazing.
Alright, well, let's see what we got. They're at the harbor.
I can.
Alright, if you can, please delete the lines.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them.
Gotcha.
Just to get rid of some clutter here.
Send in Goat
So,
Team 6
oh my god. You know what the transport is?
What's the transport?
3 armed SOCOM boats.
The Mark
Send in
V's?
Goat Team 6
You have frickin' 250 cals, the 134, and a, probably a rescripted GMG.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Meanwhile, towards the back of the base, we have the Sea Stallion, and we have the Venom Gunship with a camera, and with M134s with scopes on the sides. I'm looking for those armed Humvees. I don't see them, so I think they were already moved. Nope, I found them. They even have Duke systems on them. So those have to be towed in by air then. So this is going to allow BLUFOR to basically do any type of assault. OPFOR starting in the Southern Objective. They've got... Didn't chat say... didn't the log say they had a BRDM? I thought it was...
Yeah, I thought it said BRDM.
Yeah, it said BRDM, and so we have an BTR-80 and a UAZ 50 cal. We got the 3 chords, but... Alright, that's not what it was written, so give me a second, I gotta go change that.
Yeah, and they have some, I think these are gas trucks?
Send in Goat
But just a
Team
basic
6
transport truck,
now.
able to move a lot of people around, well, a bit quicker than walking. But yeah, the fact that they start and can
Send in
con
Goat Team 6
kind of throws a wrench in what I was hoping they'd do. BLUFOR obviously doesn't know that, but
it might have been discussed while we were, because I think that would have been mentioned to the brief for everyone.
There's a harbor, by the way.
Is there?
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
What harbor?
The harbor of Cancun.
Oh, a tipped over frigate. That's cute. I mean, the fog... This is also really interesting. The fog is really, really thick on the low ground. That's going to really help the boats come in. But then again, on the high ground areas, you have a big absence of fog. I'm looking at vantage point 85 to the southeast of the OPFOR AO. You could probably see a boat from up here. Same goes for the nearby vantage point at 106, but that one's a little further off. I could see what, I think it was Colonel Level 100 that made this mission, right? That's what it said in the title.
I don't know.
That's fair. But, yeah, no, I could see a lot of ways for BLUFOR to get into this AO under OPFOR's nose, but at the same time, I see a lot of places OPFOR could set up sentries to try to spot the VIX coming in, because I don't think OPFOR is going to know the official type of transport that BLUFOR has. So if OPFOR were to try to hold the boats at the shore, they're going to lose that fight because of the armament of the boats themselves. But I'll be curious. We got Griffin on the Igla. Both sides fielding 7.62 weaponry. So this could go either way, but depending on the insert strategy of both groups, that'll definitely help tell everything. I'm going to quickly look at where the caches are in each spot. So southernmost cache is... I mean, looking at it in proximity to the AO, that's expected. But that perimeter is going to be very nice to defend. They could keep it really close by. There's a lot of big buildings with second stories that they can just garrison with fire teams, and they can hold that one off pretty well. Let's see, top right in the town of Chapoy. So that one is also pretty good. Those buildings next to each other, you can just have a whole squad, or honestly just a whole fire team detachment of like 6 to 7 guys hold that, and they can be fine, and then put a few fire teams out and about in other buildings, and again, do a static defense like that. And then the vineyard, yeah, I mean, that's the same building where the other cache was last time, if not like right next door, but again, like it's its own defensive perimeter, and with some trench work you can, you know, as long as you're not blocking the entrances, you can also dig up like an internal trench perimeter and just hold that, and then put people in the second stories of those buildings. So in my opinion, OPFOR has some really good AOs to defend, but with this being a 3 AO fight, they're going to probably be better off choosing one to scuttle. Maybe put some booby traps on it, wait for the pop-up to say it's destroyed, and then get some free kills off of those traps. But if I were in their shoes, I would probably put a very light defense force in Chapoy just to hold it off with a trap, and then I would focus on Cancan and Blanches. But then again, with the 2 urban AOs, one's closer to the shore, so it's a matter of would they rather hold a shore or would they hold a large town? And both have their merits, their ups and downs, so we'll see what ground decides to pick. I haven't noticed any changes in the fog. On the water, it does look like it has actually gotten a bit thicker. Now you can't really tell where that boat is until you get right on top of it, so I hope the SOCOM boat doesn't crash into it, but at the same time, SOCOM boat's pretty sturdy. And it's also going to be, I don't know where OPFOR is going to put those 3 statics, so I'll try to watch those like a hawk. Iglas, in my opinion, this is me answering chat, they're like the worst form of AA compared to a Stinger and other man pads I've used in the past, but it'll get the job done against a Sea Stallion. Because a Sea Stallion cannot maneuver for shit.
I think Iglas actually are like pretty old technology, like in the 70s or something, just kind of modern.
Yeah, 60s to 70s. It's like a 60-year-old weapon system, but honestly, the Stinger isn't much different.
But yeah, the Stinger's better.
Well, I mean, I was in a PvP a while back in TSB, and I had both an Igla and a Stinger, and I tried to shoot down Ruling Commander in an A10. It took me only 4 Stinger shots to do it, where he was trying to evade and dodge, and it took me like 11 Igla shots to get him to finally like land and die. Crash land would be the best terminology for that, but yeah, no, just the Stinger was better. So, you know, it's one trial, take it what you will, but when I want my air boys to have fun, I give my AI Iglas. If I want them to die, I give my AI Stingers. And it just always works that way.
Fair enough.
Now, we have a Vic driving down the MSR to the shore. It just left the boundary and just realized it left the boundary, so it just got teleported back. So I think it just chose the wrong road to drive down, and I think that group is probably going to head north now to Chapoy, and then I'll see who decides to go up to the vineyard. But honestly, the vineyard only needs to be held by a single squad. Like, that's how well made that AO is on its own.
Absolutely, yeah. Single squad, maybe a squad and an extra fire team, or even just scuttling it would be enough defense. You have a number of natural choke points in all the fence, or all the holes in the exterior, wall, whatever you want to call it, as well as just all these little bushes, this foliage, multiple buildings, lots of windows. It's a great place to defend. It doesn't need a ton of people.
Six minutes remaining. I mean, I don't mean to sound.
Chapoy, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. It looks like we have the armed UAZ being driven by Platoon 2 HQ. They're going to go north with that, up the MSR. I don't know if they're going to try to hold the left flank with that or maybe go up to the hills with that vehicle. We also have the BTR-80 crewed. Logan is in there with Boston. I know Boston is in the multi, so if you want to see the BTR-80 crew, feel free to do ! multi here. And we'll have to see where that goes. But with that being a BTR-80 instead of a BRDM, that BTR-80 is going to be a lot less mobile in basically getting into multiple areas. And I just saw the BTR like run 2 people over, but it's still safe start, so they won't take any damage. One thing I'm noticing for OPFOR as well is no one's touched the statics yet.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
What did you win, Larry? You're scaring me. So, Modic's saying if you're really good at pretending to crash and make your enemy underestimate you, that's totally a reason, that's totally the reason why it looked like we crash. I mean, I will say this, in terms of feints we see in Friday Night Fights, there has been fake landings done in the past, and that has put other teams through a loop because they think that airborne teams are deploying, but in reality they're not. I will say, though, OFCRA has been better in terms of tactics, but that's also because they have like 2 hours for the one round they do, whereas Friday Night Fights is usually 50-minute rounds. So people have to rush a bit more, and there's less use of tactics and more so just downright PvP actions that determine the round. But either way, I want to look over back at BLUFOR here. BLUFOR is taking all 3 boats. We're having 2 get loaded up with a lot of dudes, and Iceberg is driving 1 boat with somebody else. And you also got, for the other 2 boats, some people on those rear guns. So I wonder what that GMG is rescripted with. And it looks like BLUFOR has also taken 2 full squads, so 24 guys filling the entirety of the Sea Stallion. Sea Stallion also has a rear gun, by the way. And they're going to go do an airborne attack with it, and they've got the Venom Gunship, which just has both of its gunners, and an additional guy in there. I don't know who is in there, though, but it might be the remaining guys on BLUFOR that couldn't fit in the Sea Stallion. So we are going to see an airborne fight. Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, just a little anecdote. I want to say that rear gun is a Gallon 19. It's like a re-kitted M2 to fire really fucking fast.
Yeah. That would make sense. But we'll see if they decide to tow these 2 Vics here. We do have... trying to think. We do have a Foxtrot guy with... is that a folded... He has a folded Scar. A Scar with no stock. That's amazing. But Foxtrot represents... actually, in this case, it would represent the other weapon squad for BLUFOR. I was trying to see if there were any dedicated vehicle crew slots, but I can't seem to find them. I think Hotel is just all pilots today. So the Vics are meant to be force multipliers should they be taken, but... I don't know if BLUFOR is going to tow them with both vehicles or just have the Sea Stallion take one and then possibly go back for the other. Meanwhile, looking at OPFOR, they're going to put the BTR-80. They've got it in the corner ready to go up on one of those Overwatch positions. Based on its angle, it's probably going to head up to Hill 85, which, luck behold, that was the one I was saying was a little bit better to do Overwatch on. If they go up to the ridgeline south of point 85, they might be able to see some of those boats come in. But again, the fog did get a bit thicker, so now it's going to be a lot tougher to see those boats coming in. So if those boats give the AO a wide berth, they should be able to go in undetectable. We'll see what options they decide to do with those boats.
Yeah, going down to sea level, visibility is like 10, 15 meters tops.
It's nothing, man. Interesting development here. Yeah, right? OPFOR is doing a triple split. They're going to try to hold all 3 AOs, which... We'll have to see how BLUFOR splits their forces. Usually you don't see a faction hold all 3 objectives at once. They might be quicker to try to fall back then, though. But the fear with that is BLUFOR, even with a pincer maneuver, which they've got going with, you know, I want to say... 2/5 of their forces in airborne and 3/5 of their forces in the boats. Let me compare those numbers again. 16, that would be 28, 29, 30 to the 26. Yeah, it's about 2 and 3/5 there. The those pincers could still overwhelm the AOs. So BLUFOR does a force split for divide and conquer. OPFOR is really going to have to be on top of their game here to make sure they're doing positive KDs here. Not just, you know, trading even 1-to-1, get 1 kill and die, but at least going 2-to-1 to whittle down those pincers to force BLUFOR to regroup and eat up more time on the clock.
What's interesting is that they're, and very deliberately, at least at the Vineyard, keeping their Vic ready to go. Like, getting it out the door, having it ready for them to just load up and move quickly. So I think they're going to be focusing on just raw mobility. One AO gets attacked, or, you know, 2 AOs get attacked, the one that isn't getting attacked goes and helps, you know, when it's having trouble. And being able to be flexible and adjust to the situation as it unfolds. It sounds good on paper. We'll see how well they can execute it, or even if that's, you know, what they do. But I think it sounds like that would work. You know what I mean?
So Victor Koak for the OPFOR group at the Vineyard, he is digging trenches around the openings. He also is the explosive specialist, so I'd be willing to bet he might try to put a trap down or two, because I have seen them do stuff like that in the past. And actually, I think he's about to place one. Do you know what that shooting is, by the way?
No.
I'm going to go check the 50 cal statics for OPFOR. Looks like they have started actually setting some up around the southern AO here. We do see some fortifications that have been made. Go ahead.
Well, I see some random shots going off in 2 of the towns, but down southeast, Hill 85, the BTR is coming to the point and might be able to see these boats if it gets lucky. But yeah, it's Logan and Boston, the BTR. I think the boats are way too far off the coast for the BTR to see them, but...
No, that BTR is not going to spawn. If you hit the O key to make the symbols go away, there's no way in hell. The fog is way too thick, and the BLUFOR boats are keeping a nice wide berth. One of them might get a little closer. That's the Platoon 2 HQ boat, but even then, they're still super far out. You still have to go into an altitude of like 100 more meters to see that, so... Good play on the mission maker for making it so that OPFOR couldn't outright camp the landing zones. BLUFOR is going to be able to profit off of that significantly. I thought I saw some of the boats breaking off and going to different sectors, but that wasn't the case. Also, BLUFOR helicopters going up on the northern vector, probably going to do a wide flank and end... Yeah. They might try to go land on the MSR. I do not see either of them towing a Humvee. Humvees are still back at base. So what they might be doing is bringing the infantry first, and then they'll go back, because there's also 3 guys still back at base, so they might be the dedicated drivers for that. Some of them are helicopter dudes, too, which is a little interesting. But it's probably the co-pilots and stuff, because they had to make room for the other people to get on, but they might also then field the Vixen later, because it's less risky to be towing... You'd want to get the infantry down first, and then go back, and then do the slow tow of the armed Humvees. So now we've got BLUFOR boats. They're breaking off. They're going to go for the Southern Harbor attack, which I thought was risky, but the fog really picked up.
And Homebrew's pulling up right next to that frigate. No way he could have seen that thing before he got really close to it. That's funny. But yeah, they're going to be going for this low ground attack. So
that is a good money shot right there.
There's plenty of foliage and some good terrain to work with, but we have this open gap on the southeast side of town where they're going to need to be careful not to be spotted by that. We have a team actually red for, looks like they might be going down that way southeast to form perimeter looking towards that harbor, but they should not really have any inclination that BLUFOR is here. That BTR could not have possibly spotted them, and the rain honestly masks the engine sound pretty well.
So we've got Iceberg and Dingo part of command. They're still on a boat farther back. They might be trying to overwatch here, but other groups have landed. We've got basically this force also breaking apart into a pincer. So we might see a direct attack, and then the far group is going to try to do a wide flank. But we'll have to see how that goes. Meanwhile, BLUFOR helicopters might move past that MSR and instead deploy to the west of Cancun, and you might actually see a full unified attack on a single objective, and that would definitely overwhelm the garrison. This is the one thing I was fearful about with OPFOR dividing its forces into 3 chunks to defend, is that if BLUFOR does a unified attack, OPFOR is going to really struggle to basically hold this position, especially since BLUFOR, I mean, they're doing a really good job kind of breaking their forces apart, making sure that they don't have too many guys at one angle. One wild card I do want to point out here, though, is I'm seeing Scandi Recon members on the Southern Objective. We've got Nemesis, Skelly, Yanni, Yander, and I hate to play favoritism, but to the people that didn't hear me say this the other day, there was the first team that was assigned to BLUFOR. When they got asked for command, the commander said, "No, I don't want to ruin my win streak because you put Scandi Recon on OPFOR." So they have a reputation here as some of the really powerful players in Friday Night Fights, and there's a reason they're they're gonna be fearful here. But we do have TSV, which is cream from the same crop, at least, coming in on BLUFOR, so it's going to be an interesting mix here for the first wave of combat, to say the least.
You want to know something that's going to be very funny if BLUFOR is able to take this southeastern town?
Mm-hmm. Having Yander moving one of the statics, though, but go ahead. Oh, wait, all the transport trucks, right?
Yeah, all the transport trucks. So they may not even need those Humvees just to move around. They still want them for that 50 cal and the armor that it provides, but they're going to be able to move as soon as they take the town, find the cash, and clear the town. They have 4 trucks to work with.
By the way, Venom Gunship going into La Riviere. I think he's trying to find an LZ, but he's going to land a group over there. Whether or not he'll go to the winery or they'll try to come in the rear of Cancun is anyone's guess, but I think the other helicopter... It's still going south, still has a lot of dudes. I think it was just letting the Venom test the waters there, but they've been able to get boots on the ground. We also saw a flare get popped over Cancun. I don't know if that's because OPFOR spotted them. Nope, we're having shots open up now.
Yep. Looks like a machine gun team. Yeah,
yep.
Wheezy with the PKP spotted...
open up on Arcor and Martin, the FNF devs. Nutty Percy's trying to crawl through. He's getting engaged. Yeah. BLUFOR doesn't realize where that machine gun is. But that machine gunner, I mean, he's got a lot of guys going in the kill zone right here. And you're having grenadier rounds landing short, possibly into friendlies as well. And BLUFOR is caught out of position here. But they're trying to grab cover and fire back. Yeah, we have the frickin' FNF staff members on BLUFOR up here as well.
Yeah, that flare is perfect. That's going to land right on BLUFOR, the attacking BLUFOR's position. So OPFOR's going to know exactly where they're coming from.
Good target acquisition right there. And we have the... yep, now we have the Sea Stallion going in to land the pincer group, and I think that pincer is going to go try to attack the vineyard. So, again, a good pincer strategy for BLUFOR, trying to hit as many objectives as they can with the unified force, and because OPFOR is divided into 3 AOs evenly, they're going to be able to, BLUFOR is going to be able to have an easier time taking those objectives. Now, that BTR-80 is still on an Overwatch vector, trying to look for anything. It's not going to be able to spot anything, though, so I think it's going to be pulled back soon.
Oh,
but,
no.
We got Potato caught out of position. He's unconscious. STS is dead.
Someone, all the infantry just dismounted the Sea Stallion. Someone got flung about.
Yeah, I saw that. That was STS. He is now dead, I'm afraid. They're trying to medic him up, but no, he is KIA.
He's dead. He is a god.
That's gotta suck, man. We started like an hour late, and then you get in a chopper, and then you die the first round. But that is what happens with FNF. Also, we have Anderson lone wolfing as a medic. He's another staff member.
Oh, Lord.
One of my pet peeves when I Zeus is when I see medics lone wolf. So it's like, I hope he gets shot. But that's okay.
It's always the medic. It's
always the medic.
Down here in Cancun now, we're getting some pretty close quarters fighting. Less than 100 meters.
So we just saw
pushing up.
Griffin got a kill. Griffin is the Igla guy, though. So I think they're going to give up on trying to shoot the helicopters down because, BLUFOR is already here.
We have TSB versus Scandi Recon.
Yes.
CanCon.
Yes, we do.
Oh.
I pointed it out to you, Forehead.
Scandi Recon CanCon? Recon? There's something in there somewhere.
It's Scandi Recon versus TSB, so, you know, it's people from the same community, because Scandi Recon is a subgroup within TSB. But we also have Eander on the 14.5 millimeter. Actually, that's a 12.7, my bad. Firing up at Martin. There's the sound of that gun. That was really confusing there for a second. We got Arcor pushing up on the right. But yeah, traveling up that MSR is going to be painful. And you got a full firing line coming up. Martin just got hit by some sort of GL. And we might see Scandi Recon hold the initial BLUFOR guys coming in, but this big amount of TSB guys pushing down middle could be devastating. But Infidel comes up and catches a few them out of position. That could quickly change, because when BLUFOR bunches up, it can just mean an OPFOR guy can get behind them and take more dudes out. Explosive trap going off. Unfortunately, it was null, because no TSB members were in that building. But good call by OPFOR to at least plant those and try. There's the other one on TSB! That at least got a kill. And we have DeVincer that just went down to Vlad.
This BLUFOR Echo team needs to hurry up. They're just stagnating on this little road or little hut. I don't even know what you want to call it, but outlying the main city. They're just sold up there. They're not. They need to get moving.
Yeah. So that BLUFOR, yeah, they definitely need to come in and help with the encircle, because BLUFOR is outnumbered by OPFOR on this flank, but OPFOR is still doing a good job pulling 360, anticipating another BLUFOR group to come in. So if OPFOR can sweep some more BLUFOR guys, they should have ample opportunity to kill the rest of this Echo squad coming in, which is just, looks like they're trying to use explosives to snipe out a sentry team. They knocked the legs out of Wheezy. But they need to come in and really help with this force coming in. Also, I think these, as I'm seeing Clown and Sideways, those are guys I've recognized from StarSim. Oh, damn, I think I just saw Yanni. Yeah, I just saw Yanni GL a guy. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Martin. No, Martin's back there. So it might not have been, but Yanni's on 2 kills already.
Damn.
And the other BLUFOR group, they've deployed. They are now going to the vineyard.
Real quick, they're progressing onto this part of the MSR. Iander here has a cord
63% chance for BLUFOR doing it.
Bunker. So if they poke their heads out in the wrong spot, he's going to take it clean off.
Yeah, so Iander was using that cord to shoot at Martin as he was trying to cross, but Martin was able to pull back. But Iander, realizing he is on the edge, he is pulling back while people cover him. Good coordinated call by OPFOR, slowly letting BLUFOR come in, as BLUFOR is now making that unified attack happen, as we're seeing Echo starting to engage the southeastern group of OPFOR with some really well-placed GL rounds. And now we see Morales picking up Wheezy. Yun might try to pick up Vlad here, but BLUFOR's got that building pretty well locked down, so they're starting to do a nice encroachment on OPFOR's positions. But I also like just how spaced out this attack is. Martin being on the far western side, not crossing that road in fear of that 12.7 static, the cord. But BLUFOR is also now extending to the east, and they're trying to, you know, take a lot of territory here and really test the 360 of OPFOR to stretch them thin. So I think that's really good on BLUFOR for making this maneuver. Explosive going off, knocking out Yun as he was trying to pull Morales back. And Morales goes dead. So good explosive use right there. But I would say it's still anyone's game for this one. It's, again, going to fall to the PvP if someone's able to get behind someone's line. But OPFOR doing the good job of pulling good 360. We still see people on the back line watching other vectors in case BLUFOR sends in more guys. And BLUFOR doing a good job pushing that new flank that's opened up to the east with Echo, because Delta, who is TSB, took a lot of punishment, and now Echo is kind of relieving that stress, making OPFOR kind of reposition some of their units. So it's a good call here. It's a very good call. Hey, Jaeger, thanks for 100 bits, man.
Echo here has a great
rest in peace, Mox.
area to push.
That's what he gets for calling me a nerd.
Underbelly. They would push it aside. The only thing they have to do is oddball a nemesis, and then they have a pretty good flank going. I mean, just able to put pressure on them and allow the Delta team to move up more, move up without getting shot up so much, and work together to just pincer and envelop this team here on Red 4.
All right. A few updates for you, by the way, Barb. As BLUFOR is rushing an Echo team really close to the objective, which is great mobility. That'll probably help catch OPFOR with their pants down. BLUFOR having a massive battle line going to the Vineyard objective. You got the Huey still in the AO, Venom, whatever you want to call it. We have the Sea Stallion trying to tow one of the Humvees. It's struggling a little bit, though, but we might see those into play. And also the BTR-80 has started pulling back into the Southern AO. It is on Overwatch right now. I think it's trying to find a vector to shoot at some of the BLUFOR guys. Now you got BLUFOR.
Just has the miniguns off the side, right?
Correct. Oh, we got Oddball behind some of the Echo team, but he immediately gets picked off by Mags and Sideways. Sideways scoring the kill. So great 360 being done by this fire team. Oddball he started firing, had an opportunity to at least kill one of them, but I love seeing when you have a team going in at any level. I love seeing the 360, because if you don't pull it, that just lets the enemy get a massive amount of kills on you. But Nemesis, he is in the building close by. He is looking in that direction. Interesting to see him without a machine gun, but he does have a cord in this building. And he's trying to spot some of these BLUFOR guys coming around. He might have just caught a few of them moving. Yep, so he just shot at Mags, didn't score a kill though, got a hit though. Mags is gonna poke his head out on that window, try to look for Nemesis, but Nemesis pulled back, and now, ooh, Nemesis getting a nice headshot off of Mags. That's why you never want to re-poke the same angle that you just took shots from. Nemesis now taking shots from Sideways though, but Nemesis is at a different angle now, shooting at Coda and Shade.
He's going through a lot of ammo.
Yeah. But he has that cord up there. If he could set it up, he could dish a lot of damage, but he's with a lot of OPFOR guys there. So if he communicates with them, he could have them move in. Meanwhile, a flare being shot into that building, I don't think that's what Sideways wanted to fire in there. But now you've got, let's see, Nemesis, he is wounded. He's taking bandaging from Falcon, because you got to remember, with Ace, if you bandage your buddy, it's actually quicker than you bandaging yourself. So I like that strategy there. But now that BLUFOR, northeastern flank is being halted. But this is allowing the rest of BLUFOR to kind of regroup and encroach a bit more, because we saw a lot of OPFOR pull back thinking there were more BLUFOR guys on that flank than there actually were. So BLUFOR now reconsolidating around this cache. It's going to allow BLUFOR to get closer, and now that I look at it, I think there's slightly more BLUFOR guys in this AO than OPFOR now. That's because if you look at the Charlie 2 group for OPFOR, you have almost an entire team down with the exception of one guy. So that's where the PvP hits have been going. You got 2 other skulls in a different group, and then for BLUFOR, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10 skulls, 11 skulls. How did Iceberg die? Oh, he landed as well with Dingo. So, 10... I saw that too. Kane Shibay getting knocked out by the grenade, also taking out his building. Really good grenade work there.
And you know what's in that building? The Igla.
That would be, yeah, because the other one's dead. So if BLUFOR finds that, they'll know that they can be a lot more loose with that Venom Gunship. But we have the Sea Stallion coming in now, and it is towing one of those 50 cal Vicks. But they have to be careful, because that BTR is coming down. It moved again, but now it's coming down the MSR. That BTR could easily make mincemeat out of that Sea Stallion. Kane looks like he woke back up. Throwing grenades out to try to pull defensive. None of them are going to land marks, though, because TSV's in the other building. And now you got Nemesis and Skelly coming around, trying to clean up this BLUFOR push. They're shooting at Oscar, but Oscar's desyncing out. So, I hope they realize that and decide not to waste any more ammo. Meanwhile, you have Infidel and Danzer trying to come up to take out the remaining BLUFOR guys, but Infidel goes down. Shade is also down up here on a window.
Here comes Logan and Boston.
And now you've got Jones trying to kill Oscar, but Oscar again desyncing out. That's just one of the things that can't be helped. But look at how BLUFOR is starting to push in. OPFOR not really able to do much. BLUFOR also setting up to take the Vineyard here. They're going to win that fight as well. Heckfly, meanwhile, firing into the building. while Danzer staying prone, waiting for them to come up that door. So that was a good suppression shot there. I think he entered that because we just saw him disconnect. And we just saw Yanni catch a BLUFOR guy out in the open. I don't know who it was, but again, good angle work from these buildings. Dr. Britt firing at Arcor, but Arcor was able to duck back in cover. Meanwhile, Danzer breaching that building. Skelly and Nemesis have joined him. He got a kill, I think, on Coda, and now Sideways is trying to camp the stairwell. He's also throwing grenades. Accidentally throws a bad frag. It bounces off of the edge of the stairwell next to him. He doesn't take any damage for that, though, thankfully. And now you've got Scandia Recon trying to reach in. But I think Danzer also just threw a bad frag. That one he did hurt himself on, though. Crippled his legs. Oof. Bad frags all around. You got to be careful, boys. Once you pull the pin, the grenade is no longer your friend.
Logan started to open
There's
up,
Oscar's disconnect.
on Dingo, Reaper,
Yep.
Sandy, and Galil over here on the south side.
I just saw Clown reload his 40mm. But I'm not seeing anyone with AT for BLUFOR. Nope, we got Bread with AT trying to get an angle on this BTR. And look at this. We actually have a counterattack coming of more OPFOR guys. 2 small fire teams, one containing Platoon 2 HQ. And then you have a detachment of Delta coming around too. That's going to be really interesting to see if they can envelop the BLUFOR force and take more of them out. They might be able to actually hold that objective. Meanwhile, Nemesis and Danzer able to breach in and take out Sideways and Shade. Skelly went down though, but Danzer is a medic. He could go in there and bring those OPFOR guys back. And then the Sea Stallion is bringing in that one Humvee to probably drop by BLUFOR as the helicopter, the Venom, excuse me, is still doing harassment. Sideways woke back up, but it looks like Nemesis just got the double tap, and yeah, he's making sure he's dead. 3 kills on Nemesis. Nice. But yeah, no, it looks like BLUFOR's actually pulled back, fearful of that BTR, but that BTR coming in, they have to be careful with it because AT, and there she is smoking. So they need to pull that Vic back, because I'd hate to see it get AT'd and destroyed next to the cache, yet they're pushing it towards the cache. No!
Oh, it's
no,
right.
What are you doing? That's the worst possible spot you could have put it!
Here we go. 3,
They're gonna die.
2, 1, and...
So Logan gets knocked out. Thankfully, it doesn't blow up a building, but usually Cook-Off does destroy structures, but that was dumb. That was very, very dumb. They at least need to get an infantry screen going. Yeah, they got very lucky with that. Danzer, I'm hoping, goes in and starts doing medical on the 2 OPFOR guys down right here, because bringing back Infidel and Skelly would be really good for OPFOR, 2 really good players. Boston, meanwhile, knocking out Arcor. And
one of these fire teams has gone completely past the town of King Khan. Their Navy and Frank are just heading southwest. They're just going off on their own. They've turned around now, and Twinking is trying to
I think they're trying to find a different angle. Yeah, they're trying to find a different angle to get on here, but OPFOR, yeah, we're starting to see some OPFOR units collapsing from the south, right behind BLUFOR's line. It's a very, very long play there, but they're starting to come into town. They could still save this cache as long as the forces keep defending. Looks like Infidel bled out, but we do have Danzer working on Skelly. A lot of bandages down. Again, bringing Skelly back would be a very good idea. Twig Keen, he's come in. He's behind Galil and Reaper. He doesn't know about it yet.
Adriano's taking one of the cords.
Will he pull an Adriano maneuver here and get another 23 kills? We'll have to see it. He's on 2 kills so far. Yeah, he just wanted to suppress it. Probably saw Nemesis up there. Yeah, honestly, 2 of arguably the best players in FNF engaging each other directly. That's a rare treat. Alec taking out Logan, who was trying to flank around.
No.
But yeah, those 7.62 scars, they do not fuck around. But OPFOR really needs to consolidate in these buildings and hold. And now we have Adriano spraying the building. Boston's in because he saw some movement.
Oh, for a second I thought he hit Arcor. No, I don't think he could hit Arcor.
You got the Venom flying around the vineyard. OPFOR maintaining a good defense. BLUFOR still being slow to come up there. And
Sea Stallion buzzing Can.
Oh, you're right, it did. It's getting fired.
It nearly took off the head of Prosy.
So I gotta wonder where they dropped that Humvee off, and if we'll see BLUFOR try to go for it. I do see BLUFOR sending some guys back up the MSRs. We got to assume it was dropped off somewhere, but that Humvee could offer some pretty good fire support. Since they know that whatever BRDM, BTR, whatever OPFOR had, because again, the mission said one thing but gave another. Oh, we just saw a beautiful GL round by Falcon kill Homebrew, and also injure Bread. That was awesome. But, you know, with BLUFOR getting that fire support back, that'll really help them at least for the, the Vineyard objective. We're also seeing the Venom using its M134s to fire into that Vineyard. So OPFOR knows that there is an attack coming. Also, it looks like the fog has died down. It's a lot less foggy. You can see the ship a lot more clearly now, but too little too late for OPFOR.
No, I think the timing was great for BLUFOR. They got in, and now that they're, you know, in and have a foothold on land, you know, now they're much more capable than that.
Hold on, I just watched Audrey Hotto murder Boston. Nemesis tried to get a kill, but Audrey Hotto literally dodged all of the bullets going back and forth. And look at that. Both of them anticipated it, decided to come around. Nemesis anticipating Audrey Hotto's movement as well, trying to throw some grenades to stop Audrey Hotto. Audrey Hotto, meanwhile, noticing those grenades, he's going to throw some of his own, but that caused him to pull off security. He would have caught Nemesis out of position. Now he's trying to catch Nemesis out, but Audrey Hotto's with Potato. Nemesis might be able to spot him through the bushes and set something up here, but instead he's going to bandage. This is what two professional players, in my opinion, go for. Potato is with Audrey, but Nemesis would probably, after he's done bandaging, kill Potato, but get caught out of position. But Potato, I mean, going prone in the open like that, probably not the smartest idea. We're having some other fighting going on. Dingo taking out.
He's not going to see this flank.
And there's Nemesis taking Potato out, as I called. We had Dingo kill the medic who was trying to bring Skelly back. And Nemesis now trying to do a wider flank here. You still have Jones and Flying Finn defending the cache. Falcon in the building next door. But, Audrey Hotto gets taken out from the OPFOR Delta team that was coming in from the rear. He got shot from under. Oh, that is a nasty keyhole for Audrey Hotto to be shot from. But honestly, this is some of the beauty of FNF. You never know where the enemy truly is. And OPFOR, hold up, OPFOR, Navy and Frank, a marksman team, they saw Reapers and Galil in the building next door, and they actually went in and killed both Galil and Reapers. They just double-tapped Galil, so now BLUFOR is in trouble. Reapers firing at another guy. I didn't catch who that was. Oh, no, but Audrey Hotto immediately getting dropped because two OPFOR guys were right on top of him. Yeah. Clown now breaching the cache building. Flying Finn, though, is able to eliminate him from that little hidey hole, listening to his footsteps. Good call on the defensive there. But this BLUFOR attack might fall apart here. Chief needs to go up and double tap Potato and Audrey Hotto. Potato might wake back up. Audrey Hotto already woke up once, but I doubt he'll wake up again. We have Prozzy still alive, trying to loot a body. He needs to take a radio and tell BLUFOR that this attack has failed at this point. But I don't think BLUFOR realizes just how few guys they have. GL round going in, destroying Falcon's building and knocking him unconscious. Flying Finn trying to go out to the rear, but Legia firing at him. I thought Jones just fired at Legia, but no, that was Elik trying to suppress Jones from coming out that window. But Legia then going down.
Spray down.
Taking some double taps to the back, but Elik dragging him into a building so he doesn't get double tapped. But look at where Mike is. Mike not looking over to see that BLUFOR's right there. They might look into that open doorway, though, and catch Elik out of position. And that's exactly what Mike's going to do. No, he's not. And there's Elik to shut the door. And OPFOR had no idea, so Elik is now flanking around.
Going up to the top floor, gonna throw a grenade out the window, maybe?
Yep, so Elik trying to get an angle from the bomb. No, he throws a perfect grenade!
And none of them notice.
Knocks out Chief, wounds Mike. No, knocks Mike out as well, wounds Mass. Perfect grenade throw, but now that building's partially taken out. Elik now getting an angle, shooting at somebody else. And we got Prozzy and Hadav around the cache. Falcon's woken back up, though. I think he's going to try to bandage himself to save. We got Mike and Mass up again. Door just opened. I think Legia somehow opened the door unconscious, because there's no reason for that door to open unless there is a client-side bunny or snake that opened that door, because that is also possible, because this game is fucking weird. So Elic, I'm seeing him shoot more shots. He fires into the building, knocks out Jones. It is now up to Flying Finn to hold that cache. He is looking down the stairwell as Prozzy is starting to breach that building. Had him firing some shots to the side. I think got a kill on, I already forgot the name. We got Dingo, though, on the flank here. He could knock out some of these OPFOR guys in the open. That's exactly what he's going to do. Knocks out Chief, tries to hit Lusode. And now BLUFOR is doing their best. We're going to have Prozzy face off with Flying Finn here. Prozzy, though, throwing a grenade up in Elic's building, not knowing who's where. And that grenade knocks out the building and kills Elic. Oh, blue on blue. There's no way Prozzy would have known, though.
No way. I mean, it's just bad luck, but that's the worst possible outcome. A grenade taking out the building and the cord.
Aye. So after I see Flying Finn win this shot, I'm gonna go to the other fight here. But no, he's sticking close because we got the Vineyard is starting to take contact here. We've got the UAZ for OPFOR driving around trying to score some kills here. Has no idea BLUFOR guys are right next door, but it just get hits by the Maz at point blank by buckets.
Takes out Prozzy. The cache has been secured by Falcon and Finn.
Yep, and all of BLUFOR is dead at that position. GG for OPFOR on that fight. Let's shift over and watch the other fight that's going to go down here, and that is the Battle of the Vineyard. BLUFOR doing a nice encirclement maneuver, trying to get it at multiple angles, but we have...
It's going to be a tough nut to crack.
Yeah. BLUFOR definitely has the numbers advantage here, but OPFOR has good security, taking the main building, the side buildings. But if BLUFOR can use explosives and knock that building out, that's going to be all she wrote there. But we got BLUFOR breaching at multiple vectors. It's a good call. That Vic, again, is down because of a point-blank shot by Buckets with the mat gun. They just double-tapped one of the guys that were unconscious as well. Honestly, Air needs to spray the shit out of this building. And we also have BLUFOR bringing up one of its 50 cal Duke Humvees. Now you got Stray firing into the windows.
Yes.
Larry giving a sub to Az. Noise.
All hell.
Hope you keep enjoying the ups, and I hope you get a kick out of this.
They're going to be able to use that to really break down these walls and suppress these windows. Pierce the walls too, probably, with that 50.
BLUFOR just needs to kind of line up a chopper and start spraying down that central building with one of their aircraft. Maybe the Sea Stallion would be good for that. But we do see the Sea Stallion coming in for a low bid. And Anderson's pushed up to the corner. But we got veterans in here like Stottenbay. I personally just call him Stalingrad because I can never pronounce his name right. But will OPFOR be able to hold? Here's the chopper gun strike. There it is. Not landing any kills, but it's doing a good job suppressing.
The Humvee is actually just a little bit too short. It's hit. The gun is hitting the lip just below. The
Gunner's down.
The outward fence. And
yeah, I mean.
The gunner's down.
Yeah, so 2600K, unfortunately, because the OPFOR guys had elevation on and were able to easily pick them off, which is a shame. But it's not looking good for BLUFOR, because BLUFOR has a lot of their dudes down, and OPFOR still has, you know, an entire defense force at the third objective, but they are spread thin. So BLUFOR can win this PvP fight. I could see them rallying, but we're going to see the 15-minute warning get called in about 2 minutes. So BLUFOR needs to step up.
BLUFOR Bravo down here to the southwest of the Vineyard, like, they've been here for a while. I've seen this before and called it up in this very round. Like, BLUFOR's been very, very slow, and for attacking with a split force, speed's your only, like, strength right now. So to see them not really work with that is kind of explanatory of why some things haven't been working out for them.
I do like how we have DeClark and Stray, two more veterans that I recognize for FNF. They're trying to go on the outskirts here and pick off dudes on the windows. And if you look, you actually do have two guys dead on the southern windows because of this. We just saw AT go down. I think they were trying to engage the Humvee, but it pulled back. If not, they were probably trying to blow up the truck to make it explode to kill some BLUFOR guys, which, again, it's a valid strategy. But I think because that's a Russian Kamaz, it's able to tank rounds like that. OPFOR has a dead marksman on the western side of the building, by the way. Bad position to be in. We got DeClark and Stray still on Overwatch, but Stray is starting to come in. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 active OPFOR guys. And BLUFOR, I think, might be coming in for another gun run. You hear that Venom Gunship in the air.
I mean, really, the thing has been
I think they're just shooting at Anderson.
But I don't think that's what they need right now. They need to actually get in there and hard clear these buildings. But they're gonna need that Bravo to get up here. The Humvee's coming back in. They got
Stray getting taken out by Vlash, by the way. And Humvee is coming back, but OPFOR doesn't have anyone on those Overwatch vectors, but Dusty could quickly turn around. You also have Burt might come back around. He does have a GL as well, and they could take AT. You just had a grenade get thrown. 50 cal round going up to the top, trying to suppress.
He's trying to pierce that wall with that heavy 50 cal, trying to suppress, like you said. Grenade coming out from Muniz. Good arm, but not quite.
They're just trying to make sure that that area is breached. You got the M134s on that helicopter firing down the compound, but that 5.56 is not going to penetrate those buildings. There's the 15-minute warning called at the 50-minute mark. And that gunner once again is shot out of the Vic.
Jeez,
there's too many windows to watch for that gunner to be truly effective. Humvees or any fast-moving car with a gun, they're best for mobility and just shock and awe value more than precise targeting, because if they hold for too long, then especially for an open-top Humvee like this one, the gunner will be shot out. But a GL round just went in, got a nasty hit on the engine. Another GL just went in as the engine came on, and that Vic is dead in the water. So BLUFOR, they got a lot of guys coming up that northwestern flank. I think they're going to attempt to push. We got Mosh in this bush right here, watching that opening like a hawk. He could easily score some kills in. You just saw Gastel go in, so Mosh now adjusts. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Gets a kill, gets a drop. Unfortunately, gets dropped by Gastel, who was able to see his gun poking through the bush. But
still, two of them.
Look at all those bodies on that entrance. Like, Jesus Christ. One guy chilling. So like I said in the beginning, as long as OPFOR is able to get positive KDs, they'll be fine in this AO. We just saw Moz round go into the central building. But
trying to take it out.
I mean, OPFOR's done really well this round in defending. I'm surprised they held that Southern Objective that well, but I mean, again, they fought Scandi Recon, so it wasn't that much of a surprise to me. But there's that fast-firing 50 cal, laying down rounds, trying to breach the rooftops. It can, but the bullet velocity goes really weak. We just saw a round impact through, but OPFOR is just really lucky that none of those rounds are actually hitting them. And now you have machine guns from the...
I don't see how BLUFOR could take this. They haven't even taken one objective, and they have, what, 12, 13 minutes left?
And we just still have so many Bravo guys doing nothing on Overwatch. Like, I don't get it. We see time and time again, BLUFOR, they could easily push their numbers advantage. Maybe it's because the commander doesn't want to send too many guys in at the same time. Maybe it's because command is just completely borked right now, because you got blue and red mixed together in this AO, and you still have the choppers engaging. But it is towards the end of the round, so that could be an option, because no one has a long range anymore, so it's all just balls to the wall at this point.
No, the Thor tries to peek his head through the window, and Stathenberger takes him out.
Yeah, speaking of balls to the wall, aim at the balls, just got hit in the balls, and that's why he's unconscious, but... I don't know, just... There's no fast transport. Actually, no, there is a truck they could mount up in the center of this AO they could use to push to another AO, pick up their BLUFOR guys, but they're going to have to risk a force split with this many OPFOR guys still alive, but... I don't see BLUFOR recovering from this one.
They took too long for the most part, and I mean, I thought the timing was going to be great, but Red 4 actually...
I know, their ground command is dead.
That's what I expected them to do. They did not react at all. They held their ground.
Fucking turkey shooting by Dusty just took out one of the BLUFOR guys that was coming up to breach, but took him a little bit. But that cache is actually giving them cover too, but... Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's just, Red 4 stood their ground incredibly well and incredibly diligently. And, that kept them from really exposing themselves to these flanking maneuvers. They maintained 360 on a large scale and on a small scale very well. they also caught them out in the open.
Bucket's trying to get Vlash. That Sea Stallion doing low striking airstrike, which is really cool. Buckets falling in the same trap Anderson did and trying to take on Vlash in a defensive position, and it does not work out for Buckets. Dusty just missed through a grenade and just caused damage to the building. I heard it smoke. And then Dusty quickly trying to take out, I think it was either Yanao or Yarn. There's so many guys with freaking Y's and V's in their name here. I got Dusty. He's changed his angle because now he thinks that BLUFOR is going to try to predict that he's up there. But, I mean, that's a good change of tactics for Dusty, changing his firing angles. So that BLUFOR, when they try to go for one, they'll get engaged by the other and vice versa. Guys, it's not about who wins, it's about how many people are able to kill each other by the end for our entertainment. But no, I would agree, BLUFOR it's in trouble.
I mean, right now it's just down to very close quarters fighting. But it's,
You have a detachment of Bravo. They're actually heading to the AO. I don't know which AO they're going for, but they're going for one of the different ones. And the Sea Stallion got shot down somehow.
Huh.
I think it tried a landing. Maybe their engine or main rotor got hit by something, but yeah, no.
They should still have the dishcum or some kind of HMG somewhere.
Well, all their HMGs they left at the Southern AO, and the UAZ was smacked earlier. You can still see its wreck on the southwestern side down the little road to the vineyard on that MSR. That got smacked by a MAT team gunner as the attack began.
I missed that. All right, then.
So meanwhile, BLUFOR has cleared out Dusty and the other guy in the second story. They can now destroy this cache. But aim at the balls chaining with Yano. Stalingrad, a.k.a. Stottenbay, getting another kill. He is being Stalingrad right now, holding this position. You see bodies, bandages, spent magazine casings, everything around here. And now Lucius might try to breach. But he could also fall into the same fate because Stottenbay, he's got a really good firing line set up right here. So instead, Lucius does a smart thing and throws a grenade and primed it perfectly to land right on Stottenbay before he could react.
It didn't really hurt him, and another one goes
More grenades coming out. Stottenbay immediately pulling back. We might see Stottenbay try to pull around. Lucius might catch an angle on him. Lucius hears his footsteps, so we know Stottenbay's coming around. Stottenbay wins the fight, but he got hit quite a bit. Layden trying to hit him with that 7.62 marksman rifle and manages to get the knockout. So now BLUFOR has the vineyard secured, but at what cost, Barbarian?
Too great of a cost. We have Rick now setting some stuff up on the cache itself, but it's too little too late. Bravo's heading, looks like they're going towards Chapoy, which, I mean, the other two options they have is actually the wrong choice, because CanCon only has 5 people defending it. So they have a tougher fight at Chapoy.
No. I completely agree with this maneuver, because to the south, we have Flying Finn, and we have Falcon. Where did Nemesis go? Is he dead?
I thought Nemesis died a while ago, yeah.
Oh, shit.
I thought he bled out. Or maybe that was Infidel.
Yeah, no, he died somewhere up here, I guess, fighting BLUFOR in that re-attack. But I know Audrey Hotto was killed. I just didn't see him get killed by the BLUFOR guys, so.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have, OPFOR up here. I mean, one of them has a marksman rifle, and they're looking around, but I don't know. BLUFOR, with the remaining little under 6 minutes, they got to get that cache demoed. There is a truck they can take, and they can still move in. They still have the gunship to help them. Gunship looks like it's landing to pick up some dudes at the downed helicopter. We could still see a clutch by BLUFOR if they're quick enough. 6 minutes is a lot of time, but we need to see people grab Vix and be mobile ASAP here, and we need to see this cache get destroyed now. We got a charge going on it, which is good. But this Bravo team and the Bravo squad leader, they need to go in and they need to get something done. They do have a demo specialist going south. I don't know if they're going to the southern objective or if they're going to go to the north, but 4 on 5 there. BLUFOR and OPFOR, I would actually say, are pretty even numbers-wise. It's just BLUFOR is a little more spread out, but they're going to have to risk a pincer maneuver to get this operation done.
Yeah, I suppose it's still possible with the nature of the objective being just, destroy the caches. We've seen it before where one team becomes the underdog and is able to just snatch out the victory by completing the objectives and ignoring most of the infantry. So we'll see if they can pull that off.
So BLUFOR, they haven't realized that that other truck is there. They're trying to check the Humvee to see if it's working, but it's not. And then the other 2 BLUFOR guys are stuck medicing. That is not what you want to be doing right now. You need to be rushing this at this point.
And there he goes. And there goes the cache.
All right, so cache is down. Now BLUFOR need to get in that truck and go. Actually, it looks like they were able to get Lucius up. And he did have an LR, so I think now he's going to be able to rally some of these guys. They got to get the truck, and they need to go. I don't know where Joe's going, but again, got to go for that truck.
And yep, that's what Lucius is doing.
That's good. 5 minutes remaining. We have the gunship. It looks like it's doing a wide flank. It's going to go land troops at a different angle. It does have a lot of guys in there now. It's got 5+. So that's 6 people that could be dropped off to go hit an objective. At this point, they just need to get everyone out of that chopper and go and attack something, because they're not going to do a lot of good up there. But BLUFOR, I'm just saying this for the record, even though there's 5 minutes left, they have the means to win this. If they were to do a rush and win the PvP, there is still a chance. It's slim, admittedly, but I've seen some crazy fucking clutches. 2 weeks ago, do you remember the Proving Grounds fight? Literally down to the wire. OPFOR only lost because the last OPFOR defender, instead of killing the BLUFOR guy, stepped out of the zone, and BLUFOR won it in overtime. But if OPFOR killed that one guy in that 1v1, BLUFOR didn't have any other guys left to go into that AO, and they would have won. So we got the Bravo team now encroaching that objective. Hold up. Did the helicopter land? Where's,
still flying around.
How many people does it have?
Just
one. So it deployed, I think it deployed the 4 guys. Yep. So we still have a possibility here. I think it's flying over. I think it's going to pick up the dudes in that truck. Or, no, the truck, they picked up those guys. 3 minutes remaining. If they go to Chapoy, where they're needed the most, they could do this. And then you got to let the 4 guys on the south get this fight.
Navy could very well spot them out, but because he's just poking around, not doing much. Oh, he peeks out the corner at just the right time for BLUFOR to pass. They're going to really close up. Falcon now, he might spot out Bassbeard. Yep.
Trying to catch Bassbeard out of position, yep.
And now that cover is blown. But they're really close to this place now.
This is the pilot game. Flying Finn looking out the window. Might catch Lovo and Dreams out of position. Lovo firing back and manages to knock Finn out.
Oh my god. Patriot against
Frank getting knocked out by Patriot. Dreams now coming up. Does a lot of damage to Lusod. Bad frag is thrown though. Dreams in cover though. Wow, blink of the eye. BLUFOR is able to get this back. Frank waking back up. Gets knocked out by Patriot again though. Frank
he's coming up from behind. He doesn't know what's going on.
Wow. Falcon trying to jump down to catch Bassbeard. But lands right in front of Bassbeard.
The pilot has secured the cache.
That's the southern objective taken. That's all of OPFOR dead except for 1 guy, except for Navy.
Yep, and he's going away from the action. He's running away from the shots.
So they've got some AT right there. They're going to unload all of their ammo into it. Navy pulling back. BLUFOR has that cache secured. Now it's up to the northern group to take it.
Wow.
We got Eagle Eye and Tackleberry down.
Completely shredded all of his limbs.
Dude, look at Apu. He's in a tree. There's the next group of BLUFOR coming down, but he's not going to be able to get around.
Falcon woke back up in Ken Khan. He took out Zlovlo and Bassbeard, and he's going to get revenge for the cache.
He's got an M249 selected. Manages to knock Falcon out. Patriot firing back, though.
Patriot runs out of ammo. Falcon runs out of ammo.
Falcon runs out of ammo. Switching to his handgun. Knocks Patriot out. Falcon clutches. Falcon clutches the Southern Objective away from the BLUFOR clutch, but he has to go up there and double tap. Patriot's probably gonna wake back up because that was only a handgun. And BLUFOR...
It doesn't even matter though, they got the cash. It doesn't,
Wait, is Southern Cash demoed?
Yeah, Southern Cash got.
You're right. Holy shit, Falcon! Oh my God! So now the fight's up to the Northern group.
The pilot shot an RPG-26 into the cache and pointed.
Amazing. Yep, that's exactly what they need to do. Striker taking out Cardi here. Looks like ACU got killed. 30 seconds. BLUFOR needs to just rush. They need to rush. They need to have that AT out. Striker going down from Purim. The area is too big to search, though. I don't think BLUFOR is going to get it. A beautiful clutch play, though, on the Southern Objective, and then a counter clutch play by Falcon, but it was too little too late. But OPFOR having this one defense group holding this last cache. I mean, I wouldn't call it just yet. Anderson might call an overtime. Or it would technically be Dingo, because Dingo's in charge of EU. There it is!
Overtime enabled.
It's because they're in the search zone. So because they're in the search zone, they still have an opportunity here. So now you have Hazard trying to come around to catch some of these BLUFOR guys on the flank. Manages to catch Soko as he's throwing a grenade. Now takes out Ash as well, but Hazard then gets taken out by Eagle Eye, but BLUFOR is down to 3 guys. And OPFOR has at least 6 or 8.
That stifled any remnants of a BLUFOR.
That was great.
Still have the helicopter. The helicopter could hover and do some pretty sick casts, but they need them now.
Honestly, he's got 2 people in that helicopter with him. They need to just land in the AO and get this done. And I think that's exactly what they're going for.
Oh, that's too sharp. That's too sharp, G-Legs.
No, he's got it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Oh yeah, BLUFOR throwing in the towel early.
Hey, G-Legs, you know you can't ram, right?
Oh, so BLUFOR was gonna bring reinforcements, but hold up, G-Legs crawls out. What a pilot! See, he wanted to be the one guy to land, and now he's the one guy that landed. Now he's gonna bandage, and now we need to see MRDLA poke his head out and get the kill.
Right.
Pureman get knocked out by a GL round. He does have AT as well. He can get double tapped. Eagle Eye can get the double tap, but he's already got an M72 of his own, but he can give it to the other guy.
G-Legs opens up a Prometheus, but G-Legs runs out of ammo, and none of them kill each other.
This is close. We could still see a BLUFOR clutch because they just got to get up there and put AT on it. Pureman hasn't been double tapped. He could wake up because that was only a GL and he's got bandages by him.
Oh, and yeah, G-Legs died.
Yeah, and I just saw another body fly out of the helicopter.
Yeah. Unfortunate
Hold
for
up,
G-Legs and
I'll answer that when it's done.
Co-pilot. Oof. It's down to Lucius, Eagle Eye, Yarn, and Sockman if they can get him back up.
If someone in chat wouldn't mind, could you go to SL Dreams' stream
right in the back
through the multi and tell him to come to my channel and do !multi to get the multi Twitch. Or I'll just give it to him at the end here. Wow!
And there goes Yarn
2 GLs back to back by Marshall, knocking everybody out.
2 GLs.
And then he fires a victory GL. That could have gone either way, to be honest, but that helicopter coming in. My God, so many clutches, but I don't know what to make of that.
That was something.
That was... It was a good fight, definitely, but what?
It was a great fight, but goddamn.
This was round 1. Round 2 will begin momentarily. Probably another 10 to 15 minutes.
I'll be honest, Red 4 won that with fewer people than I thought.
Oh yeah, definitely.